Cronos holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Appreciate all the love. I really apologize that, we haven't really made an update for Cronos in about, I would say, a week and a half. But, to be quite frank with you, I was busy with something, so, kind of took a little bit of a break. But right after that, unfortunately, I also kind of got under the weather, and I'm sure you can tell by just listening to the way I'm speaking. But, I'm trying to get back on schedule. Please bear with me on that. And thank you for all your support, from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me, with the amazing support that you guys show. I'll try my best, to be back on track with these updates. If you enjoyed this update, do let me know in the comments, of course, by commenting and subscribing if you have not done so already. But as we are going into Wednesday morning, the broader market is not looking as bad as you might think, because if you're looking at the last 1 hour, we're seeing the broader market going into the green. And even if you're looking at the last 24 hours, like I said, not bad. Yes, a few coins are down, but overall not bad. Cronos is down about 3% right now, which of course I'm going to kind of get a little bit more into detail as to what's really going on. But if you're looking at it on a monthly time frame, Cronos still remains to be one of the coins that's up quite a bit, and that is due to the big announcement that we are well aware of. But let's kind of dig deep into our update. Before we get into it, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So the price is 20.6 cents. We're down about 3.4% in all comparatives: Bitcoin, USD, and Ethereum comparative. The valuation 7.2 billion, but look at the 24-hour trading volume, only sitting at 60 million. Has declined quite substantially, since our last update. But let's take a closer look and see what's really going on. I want to kind of talk about this first. Introducing Build on Cronos, a new chapter for innovators shaping the on-chain future. With our 100 million ecosystem fund, we empower visionary institutions and builders. Today, we are refocusing those resources across these new programs. And we need to keep in mind, when we talk about new token unlocks, yes, it's not the best thing in terms of a tokenomic standpoint. And in a way, it is a risky thing. Let's face it, that is seen as a riskier thing because supply is increasing rather than decreasing. But not all the tokens just are going to be dumped on the market. They are used for initiatives, and this is a perfect example of that. And speaking about token unlocks, we just saw a token unlock yesterday, and I think that was about 3.5% of the total supply, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, that has also brought in a little bit of a stress on the price, in my opinion, along with what we're dealing with the broader market. Over the course of the last 2 to 3 days, we have seen a major pullback for Bitcoin, which I think was due to the overly long liquidation on the longs, and I think that caused the price of Bitcoin to plummet, and that is obviously going to have an impact on the broader market, including Cronos, but also in terms of timing might not have been the best timing for that to happen, but again, that's stuff not in our control. We did see that token unlock for Cronos as well. We need to keep those factors in mind. But let's take a look at this though. So we saw Crypto Sprint, Caroline fam posted this, and you can see what Chris says, and obviously Chris is a part of this meeting that took place. But take a look at it. It's always an honor to contribute to the CFTC Crypto CEO Forum. We are pleased to support the tokenized collateral and stablecoin initiative and its recommendation for the use of non-cash collateral, including Cronos token, for regulatory margin requirements. Thank you to CFTC fam for your leadership and support. So it's big things happening, and Crow is being included. You can see, imagine Crow being used as collateral right now. The thing is, in the current state of the market, you don't really have crypto being used as collateral, and because it's not seen as asset that is used as collateral. But that is changing, and that is a perfect example of this right here. You can see we're pleased to support the tokenized collateral and stablecoin initiative, and they are making big moves. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening with Cronos price over the course of the last few days. So as far as the dominance is concerned, we've seen a major uptick, and that is not a big surprise because again, Bitcoin did see quite a sharp pullback. Let's give Bitcoin a refresh live and see if we have pushed back above. We're still ranging around the $112,800, but again, below our confirmation zone at 115. I'm sure you guys don't really need an introduction on that key level, but we'll see what happens as we do go further into this week, but you guys know the importance of that key range. Looking at Cronos on the other hand, you could see this for yourself. We're currently sitting at 20.6 cents for the price of Cronos, and this right here is a weekly time frame, but unfortunately something happened that we did not want to see happening. Again, it's been a while since I made this update, but we are below the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level. Again, we need to keep in mind what has been happening. We did see the price try to hold above this key range, but it was unable to do so, and we are back below that. As you guys know, I bring you guys unbiased updates. I might be a little too harsh to some people when it comes to technical analysis, but believe it or not, we're back in the bear market zone. I know not a lot of people want to hear this. Below the 78.6, even though, the price is up substantially since July 9th. Again, we're still up a staggering 162%, even after a major pullback. But we want to be in the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level, and I have no doubts for the price to get back up this the range. It's only a 16% move from where we currently are, and I do see this happening. Once Bitcoin, kind of makes its way back up to where we were just a few days back, and dominance starts plummeting back down to 57.2%. Obviously that was our September low. I don't have any doubts that Cronos will have a hard time getting back. I think it would be really easy for Cronos to follow the market trend, but I think over the course of the last 24 hours, due to the unlock that we did see, I think that has also brought in a little bit more of a sell pressure. But look where we kind of got stopped out at 19.3 cents. We have some support built up around that range, and we have seen a little bit of a bounce. So again, right now we need to be trying to make our way back up into the 78.6, which again, in my opinion, will happen quicker than a lot of people realize. But let's say, if you're wondering what would be the next major key support line for Cronos, that is around 17.7 cents. I know not a lot of people want to hear this, but that is a move of about 12.5%. I personally think, that would obviously require Bitcoin to, see more downside. If that happens, if Bitcoin does not hold around these levels, and we do retest the 23.6 key support line, which we retested just at the beginning of this month. If this does end up happening, guess what? Then this is something we need to keep in mind. So again, this is why you want to lock in profits. And this is why for a project, when it pumps up the way it does, you need to find a ground for itself. The project needs to find a ground for itself because it's down 50% since this wick towards the upside. I would like to see it remain within the 78.6, but as of now, we got to take it one step at a time. Thank you for all your support. Means the world. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these updates. And with that said, it's been Crypto ZX, and peace out.